Around 3 years ago, I posted on the Plastic Apocalypse Facebook group this comic. It's pretty crude by my standards today, but it was the first of a short series of 5 comics that I'd post over that year. Mean Green Army Guys was a humorous take on plastic soldiers, often reflecting on how we played with them as a child. The comics had no running story or characters, each of them being a one-shot piece, but I wanted it to be more. Since then, I've been creating and developing characters, stories, and settings for a running comic series. I made a promise that it would return shortly in that same year, and yet, nothing seemed to happen. Until now. Mean Green Army Guys is set in a world of plastic soldiers that fight in an endless war with each other over land, resources, and for petty reasons. This world is an embodiment of a child's concept of warfare and how they would play with their soldiers. The leaders of these nations will send waves of faceless soldiers to their deaths with little care. Casualties only be a measure of how long they can keep fighting for. A general will decide what unit of troops has more value based on how cool they think their weapons look, or how big he wants to keep his army, resulting in impractical tactics such as a bazooka spam, or drip feeding troops into a meat grinder due to stinginess. The comic has a whole host of characters, however I focus mainly on just one squad, which has just recently received a fresh batch of recruits that must now survive being a soldier in the Green Army. Here we have Joe, our protagonist and one of the new recruits. Seemingly a typical Green soldier, very patriotic, upbeat, eager to fight, and a loyal comrade. Joe, however, displays a more active mind than some of the other rank and file troops, which catches the attention of the more self-preserving squad. Joe's friend Scott joins him in the squad. While Joe is humble and aware, Scott is insecure and naive, trying to build himself up as a tough guy while oblivious to his soft exterior. He tries hard to impress the veterans in the army, leading to some questionable decision making. Corporal Driver is the leader of the squad, a veteran of many battles. No one is a veteran by accident, with Driver's sensible head and good diplomacy keeping him and his squad mostly intact by creative interpretations of the orders he receives. Relaxed, welcoming, and in control, Corporal Drivers welcomes the new recruits into his squad, seeing the potential in the latest batch of troops. Last is Molly, the squad's bitter, reserved, and quiet sniper who acts as a gatekeeper to the squad. Looking down on the new recruit she thinks will be dead in a matter of days. She does, however, care for her unit and make sure that everyone remains intact in some way or the other. So, these are our 4 protagonists. I had started a larger cast and collection of side characters, some that I've since dropped or modified over time. Some of them I have built around longer stories, while others were more one-off gags. One of the characters I made, I have no idea what to do with at all. This leads nicely into the development of the series. As I stated earlier, I wanted to do longer stories, something around a 20-page issue, but I have been having difficulties with what seems to come with making comics. I have been having a hard time finishing them. A few attempts have been made, with the most recent try fading out around page 6. Since then, I've gone back to one-shot pages, which have been immensely enjoyable. Adopting a more loose and organic style alongside finding a format that allows for easy storytelling has allowed for pages to be produced at a good time and rate. Keeping the character cast I've already developed gives me the added bonus of having consistency that I've been looking for, already allowing for linkage between strips that I've been doing. The end goal is to have at least one running story, but for the moment I have been easing into finding how it sort of works. I have also been posting these comics around my various social medias with an overall positive response. Corpse Company in particular seems to have been a big hit, with people enjoying the visualization of dead soldiers being brought back into the ranks, something I am sure we all did when we played with our soldiers as a young child. I hope now that I've made you more aware of this side project that it will give me more of a push to make a self-contained story. I do this mainly for fun, but I want to have a wider reach too, beyond those others who check out my social media or community posts, so the end result can be more worth it, perhaps. Well, that's my introduction of Mean Green Army Guys. If you want to follow the series and see the comics I've already created, I'll be posting links down below. I may even start posting them to comic sites if I make enough of them, like webtoons. Please let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos about Mean Green, or you want to see a full comic perhaps. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again in the next video.